Tav does what Tav does, and he does it again. Free kick, bang, 1-0 Rangers, and that was the beginning of the end for Hibernian.
It was. Davy Marshall, very questionable. Is he worse than Joe Hart? That's up for debate, but I feel like this was a very dead game. From a Hibs perspective, they just did not look one bit interested. Nisbet with a few near misses with headers, but did you feel like the Hibs really needed to win this for European football? I didn't. I feel like this should have been a bigger game than what it was.
I feel like Hibs have almost sort of given up and then are just accepting that they need to see it at 5th place.
Yep, they need to beat St Mirren.
I just think with Hibs' fixture list, with Rangers to play and Celtic to play and the Edinburgh Derby and them being in 5th place, the likelihood of them picking up enough points to overtake Hearts and Aberdeen with those 3 games remaining is tough. I'm not saying they didn't try today, I'm not saying they gave up, but I think Hibs have just kind of accepted, look, finish ahead of St Mirren, hope Celtic win the Scottish Cup and we get European football. I think that's pretty much what Hibs are focusing on.
That's pretty much what they've went for, but I mean, they should have looked at this Rangers team today in recent weeks where Bailey's dropped, players won't be there next season, some people can question.
Yeah, no, but I don't think that's, I totally disagree. I don't see that as an opportunity to beat. I think this is the best Rangers have played all season. I think the fringe players coming in is actually making Rangers more difficult to beat. You would rather play against fringe players than play against fucking Kent. I mean, you'd rather play against Kent Morelos and McGregor
Let me hit you another curveball,
than play against these guys.
Connor Goldson, out injured today, 10 weeks, big injury, could miss qualifiers, Champions League. Leon King enters the fray. Should they not be putting a bit of pressure on him?
I like Leon King. I think the guy got a bad rep just because Rangers performed badly in the Champions League and he was in the team.
I like Leon King as well, but you know what? He was responsible for the goal Hibs scored today, so that's what it is. But anyway, back to the game. Nisbet could have had a hat-trick.
So, but hold on, you think Rangers were better when Morelos and Kenton were playing and they knew they were fucking leaving than Rangers are now when they've got players that are actually fighting for a place in the starting 11
Well, they're not.
next
Rangers
year?
are obviously better. I feel like, though, right, especially when teams see those names on the team sheet, they'll think, oh fuck, we've no chance.
No, I used to think that, but I mean, I don't think anyone looks at Kent Morelos, anyone think, oh crap, we're up against it. I think that's gone, that now.
Yeah, but realistically, right, this is a Rangers team that has got a lot of players that are going to be involved. Rangers are only going to get better. I feel like Hibs could have maybe went for a bit more today. Maybe I'm talking pish. But I don't think Rangers played that well. I think they were alright. But
No, I just think there's more fight in the Rangers team. I just think they look better with players that actually want to be there and players that are giving it their all.
yeah, McCrory I thought was a bit shaky today. Wasn't as confident as he was in the old firm. It's his first non-clean sheet from starting, and he almost got 5 in a row. 5-time clean sheet champ.
Yeah, he did look a bit dodgy, I thought, for crosses. He didn't look that secure, didn't look that comfortable. Probably the worst he's looked in a Rangers shirt, and even then he only conceded 1 goal, and it was right at the
My
end.
memory recalls me, I can know 3 out of the 4 games he's played have been at home. Now, the other one might not be, so maybe it could be his first away day and his arse went.
Possibly.
Possibly, but yeah, as we say, Davy Marshall, should he do better on the free kick? Absolutely. I mean, Tav does what Tav does, but in his 400th appearance as well, which is another monumental stat, but he has to save this, and this is something he'd just do for Scotland, and you'd be calling him everything as well.
Aye, well, I'm just glad the Scotland days are over.
Honestly, I don't see why he can't save this, because it's at a good height. It'd be different if it was actually in the top left-hand corner of the goal, but it's like the middle of the left.
Kind of reminded me a little bit of the Sander Clark goal last week when Sander Clark conceded a goal to St Mirren. Really, really poor goalkeeping. People made it was a good free kick when it wasn't. But anyway, Rangers had a 1-0 lead. Critical time to score, I guess. Early on, kind of puts the game Rangers' favour. Got to half time. Hibs missed a big chance.
Josh Campbell
Really should have scored. Great ball in for Nisbet outside of the boot. Just across, whizzes it across the 6-yard box, and Campbell really should score here. If he does score, it's 1-1 at the break, and it's a different game, but he didn't. Rangers got the second goal early enough probably 15 minutes in,
I think it was
12 minutes in.
9 minutes or something.
Hadji with a goal, I think it's his first goal in well over a year,
Yep,
maybe a year and a half.
2021, I believe.
So yeah, good for Hadji. Looked a bit emotional, I guess, but fair play.
Hadji's good, right? He's been back since what, the 20th of January. So it's took him a wee while to get up to speed, but I think him, Raskin, Cantwell, that is the future of the Rangers midfield.
I think Hadji's going to feel like a new signing.
Yeah, I've said that.
Even though he's not.
Like when Arsene Wenger used to say, and we don't need to sign anybody because Theo Walcott is back, so we don't need to sign no striker.
No, I think Hadji will feel like a new signing. The guy's been out that long. You know, hopefully by next season, from a Rangers perspective, he's back up to his best. And yeah, for me, I think it'd be hard to play. I mean, it's not easy to sign a player the quality of Hadji to the Scottish League. So, I mean, it's really a good addition. So it's good to get him back.
After this, Nisbet hit the post with a header. There just seemed like every chance fell to Nisbet, apart from the Josh Campbell one.
Yeah, I feel like if that one had fell to Nisbet, he probably would have scored.
Thoughts on LU, and they've signed him permanently. Is he up to the task?
Well, I mean, he did send. He sent Tavernier at one particular spot in the second half down the left-hand side, but John Souttar had it covered, 2 blocks, prevented.
Best defender in the league.
I'd say so. I've always said so.
Captain America. It's all about Captain John. Big Match John.
I don't change my opinion. John Souttar's the best defender in the league for me. Always has been for the past 3 or 4 years. So I'm sticking by it.
Shame his legs are made out of Starburst wrappers, though, isn't it?
Well, you know, I know, but Starbursts are nice, especially the red ones. So.
But he plays in red, white, and blue. So.
Oh, you know.
He's got a few of the colours in there. Even though I think there's only one red. But anyway, 3-0. Todd Cantwell. Could Davy Marshall do better here? I think he could. It's a bit unlucky for Hibs, but. Come on, I think a competent goalie clears this with his feet.
I know Hearts are doing shite at the moment, right? And I'm not in any real position to slabber, but I think Hibs are a team going absolutely nowhere. Yeah, I think they've got a couple of good players, but I just think it's an average squad, and I just don't see Lee Johnson taking you anywhere. I would bite the bullet and get rid of him. I'm not saying he should be getting sacked because he lost to Rangers. I'm not saying he should be sacked because he's in 5th place. But if we're being honest, a lot of teams in the league this season have fucking underperformed. Hibs were lucky to get in to the top 6 because Livy just completely bottled it. I don't think Lee Johnson's shown me anything that he can take. I don't even mean forget about taking Hibs to new level. I don't see Hibs ever being 3rd with Lee Johnson in charge. Because if they were going to get 3rd, this has probably been their best chance. Yeah, Aberdeen completely fell apart. Hearts fell off. I just don't see Lee Johnson ever doing any. I think Hibs are always going to be around mid-table. Maybe some years. See if they keep him for. Let's say he stays for the next 5 years. I think maybe 3 out of 5 years they might sneak top 6. 2 out of the 5 years they'll be bottom 6. I just don't see Lee Johnson. I don't see the improvements. I don't see the progress.
Mediocrity at its finest.
He comes on after interviews and he pretty much laughs and jokes.
They're a team too good to go down, but not good enough to do anything serious. In the top, the best is Neil Lennon with Hibs. That is the best in recent years, and they've just been stagnant since then. They're going to lose Nisbet, right? And that's a massive player to lose.
If I was a Hibs fan, I would not. I wouldn't want Lee Johnson there next year.
No, honestly, we had a lot of Alan Stubbs in the build-up today talking about beating Rangers in the cup final. Is that going to happen anytime soon?
No, sometimes I don't think sometimes you need to be bad to get sacked. Sometimes I think there can be a case of just not doing enough good, not being good enough. And for me, that's Lee Johnson in a nutshell. The guy has clung on to this job. I just don't see why.
Right, give him to the end of the season.
No, but look what Robin Nielsen done. Brought Hearts up, finished 3rd the first season, was 3rd all the way through, until the one game Aberdeen overtook them, he got sacked. He got sacked for that, and Hearts and Hibs are supposed to be on the same level.
But see, I think that just proves the Hearts have actually got ambition, though. Anytime you hear Hearts, right, it's always...
Yeah, they do. They want to close the gap to the top 2.
It's always talking big. When was the last time Hibs came out and said, we want to do this?
Well, I'll tell you what, see if Hibs came out and says we want to get closer to the Old Firm, well, how can you say that when you've got Lee Johnson in there?
They're closer to the fucking Rangers and Celtic B teams in the Lowland League, for fuck's sake.
And again, this is not I've got nothing against Lee Johnson. I think he's an alright character, to be honest. You know what I mean? I don't mind the guy. But I just don't think he's good enough to be the manager of Hibs. If Hibs have got ambition to try and consolidate 3rd best in the league and close the gap to the Old Firm. If Hibs want to be a mid-table teams that yo-yos between top and bottom 6, then I mean Lee Johnson's alright. But for me, I just don't think this guy's good enough. And I don't think the squad's good enough.
I just think Lennon got them up for games more. I feel like with Lee Johnson, they win the games and it's like... Look at their Derby record. Before that win, how long was that? A couple months ago? They've done nothing.
Yeah.
It seemed like When's the last time they actually got a result against? I know that like they've drew a couple. They had 2 each against.
They hadn't won until that last Derby game. They hadn't won in 9 Edinburgh Derbies.
See under Lennon, the Hibs always used to beat and like draw with Rangers. I remember loads of draws against Celtic. It seems like they just can't get a fucking result.
Yeah, Lennon got them up for the big games. Anyway, this ain't about Lennon, right? This is about...
Get Lennon back.
Lennon back. Bring back Lenny.
Lennon was getting winged with coins and he was fucking battering people.
That was good shit. Like, anyway, 3-1 Rangers. League's over, so obviously.
Gap's 8 points though. Beale has his leverage.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. I mean, surely then Beale should have won Manager of the Year. Based on that.
Well, the way I look at the way Celtic's been playing, but Celtic going to beat Aberdeen and Hibs?
No, but Ange Postecoglou, right?
Beat Hibs.
Is and I rate the guy. I think he's good, right? But they talk about him as if he's a god. They think he's some Greek god or Australian god, some kangaroo fucking god. I mean, at the end of the day, when Beale came in, all Celtic fans say the Rangers team shite. They say Catwell or Raskin and
Rat piss
and all this shite, right? Cat piss. They say this Rangers team is shite. They say Celtic are miles behind. Yet since Beale came in, he's actually closed the gap. So I mean, what is it? If this Celtic team's so much better than the Rangers team, and if Ange is such a god and Michael Beale's just a guy with a mole and Gerrard's number 2, then like why the fuck's the gap closed in?
And also it goes against Ange's whole motto: we never stop. Well, I think.
Well, it looks like they're beginning to stop, but they're certainly slowing down.
I think
certainly slowing down.
When was the last time I've seen Celtic actually in a fought for? They played all right there.
When was the last time Celtic humped the team?
They were 4-0 up against Kelly after 25 minutes, but Kelly were fucking horrendous. But yeah, will Ange give it? What will happen with Ange? Will he give it 1 more year? See what happens? Stay something in the Champions League, or they think he's got 1 more year and he'll be like, that's it?
No, he did say you'll be surprised at how long I stay here. Now that could mean
that could mean he's away in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean it depends how you take that. That could mean I'm going, mate, as soon as a big good offer comes in for me, or it could mean I'm staying here for the rest of my career. Look, we'll have to wait and see. Rangers won 3-1. Rangers deserved it. By far the better team today. Hibs weren't good enough at home. I mean, see when you get to like the 80th minute and you've got no home fans left and all you can hear is the away fans singing God Save the King, that's when you know.
That's when you know you've had a poor day.
That's when you know you've had a shite day at the office. So, aye guys, that's it. Fog Fitba. Catch you in the next one. Yeah, not many games left now. We know Airdrie's going up to the Championship. I assume it's going to be Partick Thistle.
Yeah, they'll be there.
Who's going down? Is it
Dundee United and Kelly.
You think Kelly versus Partick in the playoffs?
The fact Kelly played Dundee United, I'm not too sure.
Well, if Kelly won that, Dundee United are down.
Yeah, but I think
Dundee United won that.
I don't know. You know what? I think Dundee United are definitely down, but between the other two, I don't know.
Anyway, we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Scottish Football Review Show coming later. Make sure you check it out. We'll discuss relegation in depth and detail. But that's it. Till next time. Peace.